Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to welcome our first poet. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to just set a couple of ground rules. Every poet who's performing tonight has 10 minutes, and 10 minutes only. I have a timer. The man over there has a special sound effect. If you exceed your 10-minute limit, you're going to hear all about it. Without further ado, please now welcome Mr. Sid Meats!
Hello. Hello. You having a good festival? Staying nice and dry, I see. Yeah. I was at Lavatory this year, and for a few days afterwards I kept looking down expecting to see mud. And you just get so used to seeing mud out the corner of your eye, you just think, oh my god, this is normal, this is great. But anyway, yeah, this first poem has got nothing to do with mud. This is called If, not to be confused with the Rudyard Kipling poem of the same name. If all the world were paper, and all the sea were ink, if all the trees were bread and cheese, we'd have completely buggered up the ecosystem. Right, this is the first thing that I ever read out here, and it's also available on a CD downstairs, which is only £5 for not just this, but lots of other things. And this is called Bears, and it's about bears. If you go down in the woods today, there's bears in the hood, and it's not very good. For the Teddy Bears Picnic, we all know the venue. You better watch out, because you're on the menu for bears, bears, bears. One of my worst nightmares is to be stuck in a lift being nibbled by bears. They smile so smugly, just like Tony Blair. They try to convince me that they really care, but they just want a war and a drawer full of underwear. Bears, bears, bears. Christopher Robin is saying his prayers. Lord, please protect me from all of these bears. I'm sick of the sight of that poo on the stairs. Not to mention the smell. It drives me to despair. And you're going to find bears in the woods today, handling stolen goods today. They're turning to crime because it passes the time. Christopher Robin, he curses and swears. Before very long he'll be slaying his bears. Bears beware. And now something topical. Whether or not you're a sports fan, or whether or not you like seeing the road dug up, this is called a special event. This is exciting. Pink and blue banners attached to all the lampposts along the road proclaim a unique spectacle. A special convoy is driven straight past our house, and as I speak they're starting the first event, the fitting of the 1,000 water meters. The Mayor of Romsey is standing by to cut the tape. It's a special PTFE tape that ensures a watertight seal between the meter and the domestic water supply. The competitors look resplendent in their yellow high-visibility jackets. A passing van backfires and they're off. We regret that due to the ongoing works, today's road rage event has been cancelled. Now then, towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year and other bits, I've been to a few of the workshops run by Matt, who introduced this whole thing, and I learnt about proper forms in which poetry is written, and came across something called the Rondo. I was talking about the Rondo at home, and my wife Anna suggested the title, The Do-Ron Rondo. Oh, that's fun, The Do-Ron Rondo. What can I do with that? Well, this is what I did with that. And it is in the format of a rondo. The do-ron-ron, the do-re-mi-fa. I wonder where I parked my car. I left it several hours ago, down on a slip road near Heathrow, just north of the Staines Reservoir. A long straight road I did not know, all lined with floodlights in a row. A do-wop, a doobie-doo-wah, the do-ron-ron. And this caused panic wide and far. Was this an act of Al-Qaeda to set the runway all aglow? Amnesia in a rondo, or strange onomatopoeia? The do-run-run. Now then, yes, whether you're male or female, or not sure, you will have an opinion on whether men listen or not, and that's what this is about. It's called listening. Well, that was breakfast, and later this morning we'll be wandering around town, doing a bit of food shopping, and probably bumping into some people we know. But first, let's look ahead to some of the things that will be happening later this week. On Wednesday, Keith and Doris will be coming over from the Isle of Wight, so we'll be... Excuse me a second, there's a voice coming through in my headphones. It's Tuesday, but I thought you said... No, that's not really fair. I do listen to what you say, but listening isn't really my role, is it? Sorry, darling, but you knew what you were taking on board when you married a continuity announcer. It's just coming up to 10 o'clock. Now then, I want you to picture the scene. It is the late 17th century, walking along a quayside is a man on the way to our wedding reception, and he's stopped by an old ship's cook who tells him a very strange tale about a rather nasty sounding cooking condiment. This is, and it's only part one, don't worry, I'm not doing the whole thing. This is part one of the ancient marinade, or the crime of the ancient marinade.
Woo! Let's say more of that! Woo! Woo!
So do that bit again?
Yeah.
This is part one of the crime of the ancient marinade. Excellent. The old ship's cook with the marinade approached a wedding guest. A gruesome tale I must tell to make you most depressed. The buffet's open now, you fool, the wedding guest he hissed. If I delay, there'll be nothing left but crudities and crisps. The cook, he stopped him with his hand. There was a dip, quoth he, like guacamole for tortured souls upon the stormy sea. He fixed him with his glittering eye. The wedding guest stood still, for all this talk of crisps and dips had made him feel quite ill. The wedding guests sat on a stone, for they were short of chairs, and listened to the ship's cook tell his tale of despair. The marinade was freshly made so many years ago. Don't ask me the ingredients, you do not want to know. Some say that it was nothing more than fish and diesel oil they bought from Heston's services. At this the guest recoiled. The ship it steered by the sun and stars, although the crew relented. They would have used a GPS, but it wasn't yet invented. No buffet left, shouted the bride. I did warn you, said she, shaking her head at soggy crisps and muttering crudities. The wedding guest, he beat his breast. He said, I am dismayed, yet cannot choose but listen to this tale of marinade. And then there came a stormy blast, the ship's cook did explain, which tossed away our condiments and left our meals plain. No salsa hot nor dipping sauce, as we were blown right off our course. Our ketchup shot away with force, along with sandwich spread. The ship did bolt, lost all the salt and pepper as it fled. And then there came both ice and snow upon the Isle of Wight. We organised a workshop teaching penguins how to write. At first their progress it was slow upon that frozen rink, but then we did supply the birds with fountain pens and quink. The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. The penguins asked us for spare change and we chipped in £1. At length we met a halibut through icebergs, it did creep, confused by random condiments discarded in the deep. Our ship encountered mayonnaise and other slimy goo. We thought it would mean our demise, but the helmsman steered us through. A good south wind sprung up behind. The halibut did follow and asked the penguins for £1. I'll pay you back tomorrow. The crew, they feasted on a meal. It was a tasty course. But what was that mysterious fish within the ancient sauce? God save the ancient marinade, though it upsets my guts. Why look'st thou so? The penguins know I shot the halibut. There will be more. It's got about 150 verses or something, so it wouldn't go into 10 minutes. But anyway, a short one now. in contrast to that. This is yes, this is about shopping and physics.
30 seconds remaining.
Really?
Yeah, I want to hear the alarm though. So
Okay, fine,
go with it.
fine, okay, that's a short one to finish. This is amazing. I timed that at 8 minutes at home for this and another one. There we go. Isaac Newton sat on a futon, browsing in IKEA, had a cup of tea on level 3, then had a fall, I fear, but discovered gravity. Thank you.